Welcome back to the Money Focus Podcast. I'm your host, Moses the Mentor. In this episode, we're shifting gears to explore a unique and booming industry with Sausha Walker, also known as Lil Miz Millionaire. She's a visionary behind the Box Truck Millionaire, and she's revolutionizing the box truck world and empowering entrepreneurs, especially women of color, to carve out their own path to financial freedom. So let's dive into her journey, her strategies, and how she's driving change in the entrepreneurial landscape. Let's go. Appreciate you joining the Money Focus Podcast. The first question I always like to start the show off with is talk us through your career journey and ultimately what led you to start your business. So the floor is yours.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much for having me. It's such an honor to be on your podcast. And so let's get to it. My career journey, I started off 9 to 5. In 2015, it came a time where I'm like, I want more freedom. It wasn't even about the money. It was more about the freedom. And so I started looking into different things. And one of my friends said, let's become life insurance agents. And I'm like, okay, okay, I'm cool with it. It took me a while to transition from 9 to 5 to entrepreneurship, but life insurance is where it started. And I did amazing in the life insurance industry. I'm still in the industry because it's a passive income. And when it came down to now, the world shut down, right? The pandemic happened. And I'm like, we need different streams of income. Now you have time to rest your mind and think about what's next. I have all my eggs in one basket. How can I, put my eggs in different baskets? And that's when I got into short-term rental. I became a real estate agent. And that's when I tapped into the box truck industry. The box truck industry was brought to me by my fiance. He's like, I know another way we can add another stream of income. It was industry where I never heard about it. When we think of the trucking industry, we think of 18-wheelers. We don't think about box trucks. So that was just something new for me. So it was, of course, a lot of challenges, getting everything started. But once I got it started and seeing how the money was flowing, that's when I'm like, I need to let people know about this industry.
Great. So yeah, I mean, you kind of alluded to it. So educate the audience. What exactly is a box truck? Because when you hear trucking, you're right. I'm thinking of the big 18-wheelers. So a box truck, what exactly is that for everyone?
So think of when you see the moving companies, those are box trucks. It's a 26-foot truck, right? That a lot of people utilize box trucks before they utilize 18-wheelers because a box truck can go through residential areas. Anything that can be loaded onto a 26-foot box truck, you can transport it and it can go anywhere throughout the United States. So
is it 26 feet or less, or like 26 feet is like that benchmark to be considered a box truck?
So no, it's 26 foot or less. It goes, the smallest box truck is like a 13-foot box truck. So it goes to from 13 to 26.
So kind of like when you go to U-Haul and you say, okay, I got to move a couch, and you might need a smaller truck versus, hey, I need to move the whole house. So that makes sense. That makes sense. So like, what are some of your clientele to actually make money from the box trucks that you own?
So what we do, we go out and we get local contracts with furniture and appliances stores. So think about Best Buy, Lowe's, Home Depot. Like think about those companies. Think about the popular branded furniture stores in your area. Those are the companies that we go and get local contracts from because they're always looking for independent contractors. And I do want to mention this. When you're getting into the box truck industry, a lot of people start there because you don't need your CDL to drive a box truck. Right.
Gotcha.
So people want to get into the trucking industry and they're like, but I don't have the money to go out and get my CDL right now. I'm gonna start. You can start with the box trucks. You can do local routes, and then when you want to, go state to state and carry more loads, and drive a bigger truck, then that's when you'll transition to the CDL side of things, and then move on to 18 wheelers.
What would you say is like one of the biggest hurdles when you start a box truck business? What are some things that you got to really, prepare for out the gate?
You have to prepare for the challenges that's going to come with it, as far as if you have to. So when you get into the box truck industry, you really need to know what lane are you going to go. What lane are you going to go in? A lot of people, the first thing they do, go out and buy a box truck, go out and get insurance, and then they're like, okay, where is the money going to come from? Where would I get my income? Right. So the first thing you need to do is come up with a business plan. You need to figure out, will I go out and do over the road? Will I go hire a dispatcher to find my loads for me? Will I go out and get contracts? Will I go out and get local routes? Will I go out and get a dedicated lane? Like, those are the things that you need to educate yourself about before you go out and purchase a truck, before you go out and get insurance. Because and when I got into the box truck industry, they're like, oh, you're not going to make money. You're going to fail. You're going to have to sell your truck. And that is the mindset of, that's the talk in the box truck industry, that you're not going to make a lot of money. And the reason because of that is because everybody goes out and instantly buy a truck and they don't know where their
Or they
income
got the business.
before they got the business. So
Yeah.
I teach, go out and get the contract, or go out and find where you're going to get your loads from before you go and purchase your truck. Before you can purchase a truck, or you can rent a truck. So we can
Gotcha,
get into
gotcha.
that. Mm-hmm.
So I guess that's probably, where your mentorship kind of comes in the community within the box truck industry. Talk about the importance of mentorship and how that all connects for you and the people that you help serve.
The mentorship is priceless because you're in a community where, with like-minded people, people that are actually out there, starting their box truck business, starting their whatever type of business they're starting. You have this community of people that's actually taking action, and so you get to come into the community, right, and have someone keep you accountable, have someone share their journey, share their contacts, share their experience. Having a community in the box truck industry is so needed, because we learn from each other. We get to share what's working, what's not working. And then when it comes down to the mentorship, I know I created a mentorship because, one, I have a DIY course, but people need someone to call on them and say, "Hey, you say you were going to get your business started. Did you get the business started? You say you're going to get your LLC." So someone to hold their hand, keep them accountable. A lot of people don't move forward in any business because they feel like they're going to do something wrong. And that's where a mentorship comes in, because you get to say, hey, I'm going to take this step. Is this the right step I need to take? And then that's when you have me or your mentor to say, no, that's not right. Or yes, you're doing well. You keep going. You're on the right track. So that's the importance of being in a mentorship or being in a community where you can rely on people to help you through the process.
Yeah, like why try to learn it on your own when you can learn from others' successes and also mistakes? So it just makes a lot of sense to really, align with a community and establish a mentor, because that right there is going to really push you and propel you forward a whole lot faster. I
Oh,
wish I had that.
I wish I had that. I wish I
Yeah,
had me to call on. Man, it'll push you, it'll get you. I mean, it took me 6 months, and now my mentees, man, they don't even complete the whole 12 weeks. They're done in, the first 30, 45 days. So a mentorship
yeah.
is just so important. One thing I wanted to say was, you don't want to reinvent the wheel. A lot of people try to reinvent the process, and it doesn't go well from there.
So real quick, just as far as like how people actually make money. So you gave some examples of, furniture delivery, appliances and things like that. Just
Sure.
kind of walk us through, a high level of, what someone potentially could make with maybe one truck, or is the goal to have multiple trucks and multiple drivers? Like what can someone realistically make in this field? Is it a passive or active line of income that they can
It
expect,
can be
or is it
both.
like what you put in? It can be both.
Yeah,
Okay.
it could be both. So realistically, depending on contracts, if when you go out and get a local contract with a furniture or appliance company, those contracts usually start off at $500 a day. Then they have incentives of if you complete a certain amount of stops, you're gonna get you can get anywhere between $45 to $55 per stop after so many stops. They pay you for mileage. So you can potentially make anywhere between $500 to $1,000 a day. Some of these companies want you to travel and go and work at another warehouse in another state. That can be a $1,200 to $2,000 day. So let's add that up times seven, right? Or times five, however many days the warehouse is open. So the business can be very lucrative, right? You have the right contract, you're getting paid the right price. When you come in, that's your daily rate. It doesn't change. It's consistent. And like I said, it's based off how many days the contract is the warehouse is open. Okay, so now that's that. One truck can make six figures. One truck will gross six figures. If your truck is running 5 to 7 days, one truck can gross six figures. However, can you live off one truck? Absolutely not. Absolutely not, because you still have expenses. If you're going to hire people to drive your truck, you still have to pay, though that's part of your expense. I don't recommend anyone to quit their job and get one truck and then think that they're going to be successful. You're not going to really see a profit where you can say, "Okay, I'm good," until you run in three plus trucks, right? Three plus trucks will get you where you need to be. So, can it be passive? Passive active, right? Meaning, you can hire teams. Your teams can go out and run your trucks, but the active part about it is you still want to show up to the warehouse and check on your teams. You still want to give some type of monthly trainings or just jump on a truck to see how your team is doing, right? So it's not passively. Can you walk away and let the business run itself? You can if you hire a manager, right? If you hire a manager to go and check on your trucks and check on your team and be that person that, they can call on. But if you starting off, it's not going to start off as passive because you're learning your business. You want to see what's working and what's not. So
That's realistic in pretty much most industries. I'm in real estate, and I always tell people like you have to be prepared to lose out the gate. You're learning, you're building your infrastructure, you're building your systems. So you're gonna be in the red at some point, starting out, and then you learn and grow, and then eventually you'll be in the black. So if you don't come to the table with a good business plan, some realistic financial goals, because you said a key word that people need to understand is that's gross.
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 Mhm.
So, when you get your paycheck, that is net. So if you hear a lot of these influencers and entrepreneurs and stuff
I'm
saying they
millions.
made $1 million, but they might have spent $2 million.
Exactly.
So
To get the business
yeah,
started. Exactly.
yeah.
Exactly. But I will say in the trucking industry, it didn't take hundreds of thousands to get started. It's a business that less than 10,000 to get your first truck on the road. And you grow six figures. Can you walk away with six figures? Absolutely. The more trucks you add, you can. It can be a seven-figure business. Seven-figure business. Our second year in business, the business grows to $500,000 because we start adding more trucks. So I'm like, okay, if seven trucks got us to 500,000, what would 25 trucks get us to? Right. So you have to come in with goals. You have to plan and be a student of your business, do your due diligence and make sure that you're not going off what other people say.
Like doing the work. It's
Mhm.
not going to just fall in your lap. So
Nope.
that's good. So where are you buying your trucks potentially, or not even necessarily where? Like, are you buying new trucks? You buying, used trucks, fix them up? Like, what's the process of actually acquiring trucks?
Honestly, we rent our trucks. We rent our
Yeah.
trucks, and when we go out and buy our trucks, they're used trucks. So that was another thing. I didn't have a me to call on. So getting into the industry, that was one of the challenges is we have to go out and buy a truck and we don't even know what we're getting ourselves into. If this is going to be a long-term commitment, is this going to be a business that we're going to, be successful in? So like that kind of held me back a little bit because I'm like, I don't want to invest into a truck and this is going to be something we may not even want to move forward with. But I found out through reading and asking questions, we were able to rent our trucks. And renting a truck when you're first starting off, especially if you're new to the industry, will help you so much because it doesn't put you in a situation where it's going to put you in debt because you got in it, it wasn't what you thought it would be, and so now you don't want to be in it. So, but you're stuck with this truck you purchased. Opposed
Yeah.
to if you rent the truck, you just take it back to the rental company. No love lost.
I know that's smart. That's smart. I
Yeah,
like that concept because again, you're growing your business, your clientele, so it's not much overhead, or it's at least limited to you rent it when you need it versus I have it and I'm paying for it whether I got a job or not. So that's
right.
the part that, yeah, it's cool. So how do you feel like as a woman in this industry? Because I'm sure it's dominated by men. Have you been met with any resistance as far as you being able to propel and be a leader in this industry? And if so, how have you addressed it?
Honestly, I honestly the men respect me in the warehouse. I don't go out and drive the trucks or make the deliveries. I created this company so I can hire people to do that part for me. Being that I am a woman, I don't want to, deliver furniture and appliances. So the men respect me. I think I don't have any issues. I really can't even come up with anything to say like I have
It's good to
any issue.
know.
Yeah. I don't
Yeah.
the men respect me. If anything, I deal more with racism than anything.
So I
I
mean,
deal
how have you overcome that? Like, what do you do to help cope with that or deal with that?
honestly, I let it go over my head as long as I'm not being disrespected. You're not physically putting your hands on me and it's not stopping my money. I'd be like, yeah, I'm gonna keep you in my prayers.
Well, I mean, that's unfortunate that you have to even do that, but sound like you're maintaining a high level of professionalism and, kudos to you because,
Yeah.
racism is sensitive. It's a sensitive thing. I mean, so the fact that you, on one end, I love that the men are looking out for you and treating you with, the utmost respect, which you deserve. But unfortunately, we just still have some idiots out there who just racist to the core. But it sounds like it's not upsetting you personally, nor is it interfering with your business. So that's good.
Long as it doesn't interfere, we good to go.
So how do you balance, running your business and at the same time your advocacy for women empowerment and diversity? What are some things you're doing to do that?
Honestly, I feel like that's what I do every day. I don't have to balance empowering women and also trying to run business. Like this is what I do. When any woman come into my life, they're going to be empowered. They're going to be pushed. It doesn't even have to be about I want to get into the trucking industry. Like Sasha, I really want to start a business. Once you tell me something that you want to do, it's no stopping me. I'm motivating you. I'm pushing you. I'm giving you that confidence. So that's just my everyday life. I don't have to balance it. That's just every day I'm talking to someone. Every day I'm, just encouraging someone. I'm constant. Everyone reaches out to me, for help, and that's just part of my life, honestly.
It's you.
It's
That is
me.
your balance.
That's my
So
balance.
yeah.
My purpose here is my purpose on this earth is to help others. I am here. I'm not here just for me. That's why I created, my community. That's why I created mentorships, and I give out free classes like that. That's just my give back, and that's just me.
So yeah, since you're on that, tell us more about the community in itself and its impact overall that since you started it. So talk to us about your program.
So when I started the my Box Shs community, it's for everyone.
Hmm.
But essentially, the women have been overpowering the whole community. I put, when it's a male dominated industry, so you would think, a lot of men would jump on it or that's something that they want to do and they'll get it done. I have a handful of men in the community. It's majority women, and the women are the ones that's out there putting their trucks on the road, being in a male dominant industry. I do have women that unfortunately are is dealing with, that male dominant warehouse where they're not, giving her the respect that she deserves. And so she comes to the community, we talk about it, and she feels more confident to know that she's not the only one that's going through this. So that's what the box truck community is really dominated by women, and it's a beautiful thing for us to be able to rely on each other, and be able to share our stories and the concerns that we're having, and just kind of push each other because it is a male dominated industry. um Women get discouraged, when that challenge comes up, they're like, I don't know if this is for me, so that's what the community is there for, to put, yes, it is for you. You came this far. We got to push you through. So,
Why not? Why not go for it?
yeah.
Yeah. Do most of the people that's in your community, do they still work a 9 to 5, or are these people that have taken the full leap?
So majority of them took a full leap, and then some do work a 9 to 5. And I encourage the ones that do have a 9 to 5. I totally understand not ready to just walk away and put your all into the business and rely on your savings and stuff like that. Like, I totally get it. And so I encourage the ones that does have a 9 to 5 to get a family member, to hire a manager to cover that aspect of things while you're at work, because things are going to come up throughout the day where your drivers may need you. They may need a tool. You may need to go and meet them. So you need to have someone that can be on call. And I think the ones that have a 9 to 5, they're like happy to know that that can happen, that they can have a manager. So they are more willing to go ahead and move forward with the business. I've had women that just said, I quit and I'm about to start this business. And those women, when I tell you, they be on fire. I mean, these women get on the truck and they follow their teams and they learn the business. And it's a great feeling, and it just fulfills my heart to see the passion that they have behind, just creating their business.
So you recommend having a manager. Obviously, you have the cost of the truck, and then you have your driver. Now, with the driver, do you pay them like a daily rate, or is it an hourly rate? Talk us through like some of the major expenses that you would have to ultimately get you to what you would net. But what are some of the expenses you would have?
So major expenses, I'm going to start all the way from A, right? Because you're going to have we want to have enough income, or not enough income, but be able to register your LLC. You need your EIN number, and then you need to build your business profile. So making sure you have a professional email address, phone number, a virtual address. That's going to come with some monthly expenses. And then now you want to get your authority. So that's going to be an expense itself. Now that you have your business profile set up, now you want to hire your drivers and helpers. When it comes out to local contracts, such as furniture and appliances, they always want to have two people on a truck. So that's going to be your driver and helper. Essentially, they both do the same job. The difference is the driver is driving a truck. So you'll pay him a little bit more. So you always pay your driver a little bit more, and you pay your helper. You can pay them a daily rate, and you pay them whenever the warehouse, meaning whoever you have your contract with, you pay them how you get paid. So if you get paid weekly, you pay your team weekly. If you get paid every 2 weeks, you pay them every 2 weeks. If you have to put 2 weeks in a hole, you put your team 2 weeks in a hole, right? And then when it comes down to now your truck is up and running, you're going to have you need insurance. You need commercial box truck insurance. That's going to be your most expensive things for your business, for your trucking business. You have to put down a down deposit. I've seen down deposits run, $3,000 to $5,000 down
Oh,
deposit.
I,
Mm-hmm. And then
yeah.
that's gonna be a monthly expense. Then you have gas, that's gonna be a day-to-day expense. You have to put gas in there on a daily, or maybe you fill it up and you only have to do it every few days. So then you have your gas, so your truck insurance, you have your gas, you have to pay your drivers and helpers. And then if you're gonna rent your truck, you have to pay your rental. If you're going to lease, you're going to pay the monthly. And if you purchase your truck, you cut out that expense, and you just, you'll be in a position to make your profit back.
Last question about this because it's
Mhm.
interesting to me. But
Yeah.
where do you park your trucks? So like
That's
where
where,
are they stationed at? At the warehouse. Okay,
yep. They
gotcha.
have a gate. So now let's put on our business hat, right? Because you have 30 contractors. These 30 contractors they each have a truck, so that's 30 trucks. And these 30 trucks need to make these deliveries on a day-to-day basis. The warehouse, the company will not they want you to bring your truck to the warehouse. They want you to park it there. And once you finish with your deliveries, they want you to go ahead and put it behind the gate. They'll lock the gate up. Have cameras, everything. You know why? Because they want you to be able to come back the next day and do it all over again.
Hold on.
Right? Because if you take that truck home, people will
I
be calling my truck was stolen, it was vandalized, it was somebody,
gotcha.
cut the tires. No.
Gotcha. No, no, that definitely makes sense. You'll
Yeah.
come back. I got more
Come
work
back.
for you.
We'll protect it. Just come back
Gotcha,
here.
gotcha. Cool, cool. So what are some upcoming, projects or initiatives that you're excited about within your business right now?
Yeah, so I'm super excited. The first upcoming event that we have is March 16th. We're having a box truck networking event. It's a free event. It's gonna be in Houston, downtown Houston. You can RSVP. Like I said, a free event. We have a good time. This is our second networking event. The first event was in December, and I mean, over 100 people showed up, and it was just, in it was like another community that we're building. People were able to come and meet us, greet us, and learn from us. So we're having our next event March 16th. If you want to RSVP, you'll go to Box Truck Millionaires/Mixer, and you can RSVP. It's absolutely free. It's going to be from 12 to 4 downtown. And then my next event, I always give free box truck classes. I give my 3 top secrets that help me get my first truck on the road. That is every 2 weeks. My next one is March 6th. March 6th is virtual. It's at 6 p.m. every Wednesday, every other Wednesday at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. So boxtruckmillionaire.com/masterclass. That's where you can sign up for the free class. and just learn more about the box truck industry. I always encourage people want to go straight to the mentorship, straight into the community. And I'm like, I want you to join the free class first and make sure that
Okay.
this is what you're expecting or what you thought it would be, because we have social media. There's so much information out there, so many people telling you X, Y, and Z. And so that's why I want to give the free class to make sure that this is what you thought it would be.
Makes sense. Makes sense. So it's every 2 weeks is the free masterclass on Wednesdays, correct?
Yes.
So just trying to, I want to make sure that's clear for everyone. So it's not
Mhm.
just March 6th, it's every 2 weeks after that, because depending on when someone hears this
Yes.
episode. And any other events after that, that you might have planned?
So I haven't talked about it, but
Okay.
we are planning a box truck summit. This box truck summit, the goal is to have different companies from different warehouses to come in and talk about the contracts, talk about the requirements, because that's important. The good thing is, because I have the experience and I know, what the packages, what they look like and what is required for you to get the contract approved. I talk about that a lot, but I wanted the companies to come out and talk about, hey, before you even call us, make sure you have X, Y, and Z. Because I can't stress enough. Make sure you have your business profile created. Do you have a contract available? They're like, yes. What's your business name? Oh, I don't have one. What's your MC number? I didn't start that yet. So
Uh,
before
okay.
you do all of that, yeah, there's a process before you can make those calls. So the goal is to have this summit, which I'll talk more about at the March 16th event. The goal is to have this summit, have a date for you guys for July of this year. So it's going to be a big deal.
Well, when you have the date, definitely let me know, and I'll
Yeah.
put it on my social media for sure to
Thank
just
you.
promote it. So you're welcome. You're welcome. What final thoughts or advice you want to share with the audience before we go? And then also let the audience know how they can contact you. I know you gave your website, give it again, and also any social media so we can reach out to you, Sausha.
My final thoughts. It doesn't matter what business you're starting. What I want you guys to do is to make sure, because it starts up here, it starts with your mind. Make sure that you are clear on what you want to do, and make sure you have a why. The most important thing that helped me through all of my businesses, that I had a why. I wrote down that why, and that why kept me motivated. It woke when it got me out the bed every morning, because I'm like, I gotta, make sure I accomplish this. And you want to have something that's gonna push you, right? Because if you don't have a why, you don't have a reason on why you're starting this business, if the business won't start, it won't be successful, right? So I want you to write down your why. And I also want you to write down, fear will not keep me poor. Right. I read this book, and in the book, in the book he stated, fear will not keep me poor. And I'm like, man, we get so fearful. We have this fear of failing. We have a fear of, not doing something right, what people will think. Like, scratch that. Put down, fear will not keep me poor, because if you're fearful to do anything, it will keep you in your same home, your same car, making the same money, won't be able to take the trips and create the memories you want with your family. So that's what I leave with. Create a why and understand and write down on everything. Fear will not keep me poor. When you write your plan down, sign it with your signature. Because once you sign it with your
Make it
signature,
official.
it makes it official.
Yeah.
Makes it official. So, how to contact me? You can follow me on Instagram, LILMZ Millionaire. Little Miz Millionaire. You can follow me on Instagram, on YouTube, same name, on TikTok, LILMZ Millionaire. If you want to join the free class, you can go to boxtruckmillionaire/masterclass. That would allow you to sign up for the upcoming free classes that happens every 2 weeks. And if you want to join our free networking event that's happening March 16th, that's Box Truck Millionaire/Mixer.
Well, I appreciate that, and I'm gonna make sure to put all your contact information in the show notes. So if anybody missed that, you can rewind it or just simply look into the episode description so you can stay in touch with Sausha and also learn more about her company, Box Trucks Millionaire. So
Yeah.
thank you so much for your time, and we out.
Thank
Cool.
you.
So, Sausha, thank you again for taking us through your incredible journey and walking us through all the impactful work that you're doing in the box trucking industry. And we really appreciate it. And good luck to you to everything that you're doing and all your upcoming events. I wish you nothing but the best. And to my listeners, before you go, make sure to go check out mosesthementor.com and also head over to YouTube and subscribe to Moses the Mentor for the latest episodes and all my updates and videos related to financial education and personal development. I really appreciate it. So until next time, keep pushing boundaries forward and driving your dreams to reality. Peace.